Well, students, today we will discuss about relational database model. So, relational database model, okay, is uh, let me type it out. Relational database model is a very popular form of database model, which is widely used in commercials as well as open source database system. So this is it is I mean based on a mathematical concept on the that is the ideas of set theory. So relational database model, one basic advantage, and then why it has become so popular is because it has this based on the uh, mathematical uh, set set theory basis. So let me increase this size of the phone so that it'll be easier to see. I hope that is clear enough. Now, the model was first proposed by E.F. Coate of IBM Research way back in 1970. Uh, so it has remained so till, I mean, today with some modifications every now and then. So this model was proposed by Coate in his paper, a relational model for large shared data banks, okay, which was published in the year 1970 in Communications of the ACM. So that is how the world of database system, which is basically hierarchical or it is a flat file system, has become revolutionized. The paper revolutionized the field of database management system, and Dr. Coate was awarded with the much coveted ACM Turing Award. So the first commercial implementation, the paper was, I mean, published in 1970. Immediately in the early 1980s, the first commercial implementation of the model was seen. SQL's DS system on MVS operating system, again by this IBM. Then the Oracle DBMS. Okay, this is where this model has been used or adapted to that database system. These two database systems are the early adopters of this relational database system. So a large number of commercial open source database system as well as commercial and open source database system adopted this model. Among the commercial database management system or relational database management system, which are worth mentioning, are DB2 from IBM, Oracle from Oracle, then Sybase DBM, which is now called more popularly known as SAP, then SQL Server, then MS Access from Microsoft. These are the popular commercial database system which has adopted relational database. And not only that, we also have an open source system which use relational database system like the popular MySQL, then PostgreSQL. These are the two open source system which is using the relational database model. Now, let us come to the concept of the relational database model. As we have said, the relational model of data is based on the concept of relation. Okay, let us remember this. based on the concept of relation. Now, the strength of the relational approach to the data management comes from the foundation, that is the theory of relation, okay, the mathematical theory of relation. Now, the essentials of this relational model, we will see some of the definitions. What do we mean by what, and then some of the terminologies which is used in this relational model. As we have said, is based on the mathematical concept, based on the ideas of set, and then these informally, if we have to define relational database informally, relation looks like a table. If you look at this, okay, it looks like a table of values. Table, not a simple table, but a table consisting of values. So a relation, that is a single relation, contains a set of rows. As you can see from this diagram, you can see that we have a set of rows. It looks like a table of values. Okay. Now the data element in each row represents a fact that is corresponding to the real world situation. For example, the first uh, the first row itself is corresponding to the entity in the real world. In this case, it is a name of a person having so and so social security number, phone number, address, and then office phone, age, grade, and so on. So one row corresponds to one real world entity or relationship. Now, in the formal model, these rows are called tuples. Okay, these rows are called tuples. Each of these row, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, these rows are called tuples. In relational database model, it is called tuple. And each column has, if you can see that, how many columns do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 columns we have. So each column has a header. Okay, a column header like name, SSN, home phone, address. These are the column headers. Okay, each one of them has a column headers. Now these column headers are in the formal definition of a relational database model. These column headers are called attributes. Okay, it is called attributes here. Okay, so each of these column header name is called attributes. In other words, each column is an attribute of a relation. Now, each row has a value of item or a set of items, okay, that uniquely identifies that row in the table or key. Okay, now in each row there is a value of item that uniquely identifies the rows in the table or the tuples in the attributes. And the tuples in the relation. Okay, so if you look at this, we give this table is called student. Okay, so student is name of the relation. So in other words, name of the table is student, or name of the relation is student. I think that way we can understand. So in this student relation or student table, one value, okay, or in each row will uniquely identify the table, I mean each tuple or each row in the tuple. For example, in this we have SSN is the key. SSN is unique. There is no same SSN here. The value is all different. Okay, if you check, none of them are the same. So this value can be used to refer to which row we are referring to or we are accessing. To access the first row, we can use this number. To access the next one, we can use this number, and so on. Okay, so that way, one attribute value or column value of the table will uniquely identify its row in the table or its tuple in the relation. So sometimes row ID or sequential numbers are assigned as key to identify the rows in the table. I mean, in this case, we are using SSN as a real world situation. Since we are using the book, Elmercy and Nawat's Fundamentals of Database System, this is Social Security number of United States, which identify every United States citizens uniquely. I mean, the equivalent for our country, India, would be Aadhaar number. Okay, since I have picked up this from the book, so therefore I'm keeping as it is. Now, we can use such real world number which can uniquely identify the entity or the tuple in a relation, or we can also use numbers. We can generate numbers, or we can simply use row ID, the ID of each row. Okay, or we can generate a serial number which is unique for each row. That way also it can be used. Now, the formally the schema of a relation, that means the design of a relation, is denoted by usually R or then the A1, A2, then AN. This is the notation that we are formally use. That means we have a relation which this relation has attribute 1, attribute 2, and so on. This is the schema notation, description of a relation. So R stands for the relation, and then the attributes are defined by A1, A2, and AN. Okay, so we can have the same here. Suppose we are to present this student, then we will have in the formal form of definition of relational database, we'll have student, which of course will be in capital. I have used a small letter. Then we'll have a name, social security number, home phone, address. Then we have office phone. We have age. We have grade. Okay, so this is how the formal definition of the relational database will look like. So again, each attribute has a domain or a set of values. For example, let me take the example of age. Age has a set of values. That means age is 19, 18, 25, 28, 19, and so on. So this is a number, a set of numbers, or the domain for this attribute is numbers, numerals. Okay, so we don't have 19A, 19B, or 18A, 18B, which is a mix of data type. We don't have it. Here it is simply taken from the number. Similarly, it is written as the age, okay, number of year the person is. So this itself is a domain. In age, I cannot put ABC. I cannot put plus minus. I cannot put dash and so on, or point or so on. So that is a domain of the attribute. That means all these attribute, each attribute will have a domain from which it derives its value. So a set of value. Okay. For example, again, another example is a social security number, which is in this case, how many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 digit numbers. So it will be always these same 9 digit numbers and slash, dash in between. So that is the domain from which this attribute value is taken from. Now a tuple, okay, is an ordered set of value. Okay, so its value is derived from an appropriate domain. That is the formal way of saying. Then a row in the student relation is a how many tuples do we have? We have how many rows? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, a row in the student relation is a five tuple and would consist of different. For example, how many values will it have? It will have a row will have one. Its row will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so it will have 6 values. If we are to write these, then we would be writing it as, for example, the first one, it will be Benjamin Bayer, and then comma. Within then we have social security number 30561 and so on. Okay, so this is called how many? This relation is called a 5 tuple and has 7 values. So a tuple or a row in this relation have that kind of formal definition. So a relation is a set of such tuples. Okay, a relation, as we said, this student relation is a set of these many tuples. In this case, we have 5 tuples. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are a set of tuples. So a set of tuple makes the student relation. This set of tuples makes the student relation. Okay. Now let us go to the formal definition of domain. As we have already said earlier, a domain will have has a logical definition. We can logically define its domain. Okay, one example that we have given as domain, we have already given about the age and the social security number. Now, if, for example, we are using a USA phone number, is a set of so and so digits, so many numbers, which is valid in the United States. Okay, or a domain also has a data type or format. For example, if it is to be a date, then how do we write date? Suppose one of the domain happens to be, one of the attribute has a domain called date. Then how do we write date? We can put it this way. In India, normally we write day, month, and then year. So this is one way of putting. So that way the domain will be in this format. Not only the value, but also the format can be specified. So the attribute name designates the role played by a domain in a relation. Okay, so these attributes are used to interpret the meaning of the data element corresponding to these attributes. For example, we give a address. Now we come to know that here address, we have come to know that 2918 Blue Bonnet Lane, 125 Kirby Road. These things we came to know these are address. But without this attribute name, we would not know what this mean. Or, for example, 19, 18, 25, 28, 19. These are simple numeral values. We came to know these are ages because of the attribute name, which is given here as age. Okay, so this is how we interpret the value with the help of the attribute name. It helps us to interpret the values. Now let us come to the state. Okay, a state is a subset of a Cartesian product of domain of its attribute. So it's a set, for example, is for example, the role of the, this is a state, for example, the current state. When I said a state, at this moment, the student relation has how many? Five entities or five tuples with its 7 attributes. This is the present state. But this state, okay, in the formal definition, this state can change over a period of time. How will it change? Tomorrow, suppose we put more students, then the number of tuple increases. Or tomorrow, somebody's have birthday is celebrated. From that point onwards, the value of the age will the change for that person. Okay, so at this moment, how the its tuple, number of tuple, number of attribute, and then its value, that is called a state. Okay, then we have okay, we have defined domain, we have defined tuples. Okay, then the design of the database system, how this database is designed, is called the schema. Now, if we look at this part, okay, this part, informally, table is relation, column headers is attribute, all possible column values are domain, row is tuple, table definition, that is the description of a table. I mean, in this case, we have only one table or one relation. Usually, in a database schema, we'll have multiple tables. So that definition of table is schema of a relation, or the populated table, that means the value in which we at this state, at this juncture, is the state of the relation. So that is the informal, and formal terms that is used in relational database system. Now let us come to the characteristics of a relational database system. One is that ordering of tuples in a relation. So tuples are not considered in relation. Tuples are not considered to be in order. That means in tabular form, we see that the tuples are being in order form. Dick is first, Barbara is second, Rohan is next, Chung is next, and then Benjamin is next. So there is some order in a tabular form, but in relational database system, these things doesn't matter. Okay, so ordering of a tuple doesn't matter. Okay, in a relation schema. So, however, some kind of value ordering is done sometimes that we may discuss in the future classes. So this one and the earlier table, the student table, where Dick come first, Barbara come next, and the earlier one where Benjamin come first, Chung come next, it has no difference. Both of these are the same because it contains the same set of students. Now, values in a tuple, all values in a tuple are supposed to be indivisible. Okay. For example, what we mean to say, again, I think age would be the appropriate example. Now, if somebody's age is 25, okay, there's no meaning if we dividing this age by 2, for example. It doesn't make any sense. Or writing it separately, 2 here and then 5 there. Okay, then it doesn't it's no longer meaningful. So supposed to be atomic value, which is not necessary to be further divided. Now a special value null, you can see null is being used. A special value null is used to represent values which are unknown or values which are not applicable. Okay, so this is and then the notation, coming to the notation, yeah, values in the tuple and the notation, sorry, we refer to values in a tuple, okay, in the form of, for example, the tuple t and then the name of the value and so on. Okay. Now let us come to the to this interpretation of a relation. As we have said, that the relations are basically, I mean, the values in a relation is interpreted with the with the help of the attribute names. Now there are some of the notation which is being used. Here, if you look at this, let me highlight, make it bigger so that it will be easier to see. Okay, so now in the notation, a relation schema R of degree n is denoted by R A1, A2, A3, and AN. That means R is name of the relation. In this case, our relation, in this case, what we have is student. Okay, so student will be will be written as name of the relation is student, then name of the attribute, name, SSN, home phone, and so on. Okay, so this is how the it is written. Then the upper letter QRS is used to denote relation, name of the relation. Okay, then the lower case QRS denotes the tuple. Now the letter TUV also denotes the tuples. Okay. Then no, I mean the lowercase QRS denotes a tuple, then TUV also denotes a tuple. So name of relation schema such as student also indicates, this is important, the current set of tuples. In this case, we have 5 set of tuples in that relation. Whereas when we say student name and so on refers only to the relation schema. When it is written here only, written in this way, we are referring to the schema. But when we write only student, okay, so we are, it also means that there's a current set of tuple is also implied. Now, an attribute can be qualified with a relation name to which it belongs by using the dot notation. For example, in this case, we want to refer to one name of the student, then it can be written as student dot name, or it can be written as student dot age. Okay, so an n tuple in T in a relation R is denoted by T is equal to V1, V2, and so on, where V1 is the value corresponding to that particular attribute. For example, T is equal to Barbara and so on. This is from the student relation, we have the name equals Barbara, and T is a tuple, Barbara, age, and then we have social security number equals like this. I mean, we can refer to a particular tuple and then specify the specify to select not the whole attribute, but a few attributes can be referred. Can be accessed with the help of the data manipulation language. So with this, we have come to the basic concept and characteristics of relational data model. I hope you understand that at least the basic concept of the database system. So towards the end, I would like to acknowledge that this content the content of this presentation is extracted from Elmersary and NAVAD Fundamentals of Database System, published by Pearson India Education Service, 2017 edition. With this, we have come to the end of today's class. I hope you are able to understand the basic concepts and characteristics of database management system. Thank you.